You know, that exact feeling, right? Like you're staring at your phone, probably looking at a family or work group chat, and your fingers are just flying across the keyboard. You're drafting this, like, utterly furious multi-paragraph reply, and your thumb is hovering right over that send button. Well, before you tap it, we're making a deep dive into why freezing your hand in the exact second might actually save your career, or at least your relationships. Today we're looking at Dr. Phang Chengkar's MindfulGym Now. It was originally designed for incredibly stressed Malaysian healthcare workers to help us all shift off this frantic autopilot.
Yeah, that digital hijack is just so real. I mean, text-based apps, especially WhatsApp, they're basically psychological traps because there's no tone of voice, right?
Yeah.
There's no facial expression.
Right, you just have the raw text.
Exactly. So your brain has to fill in the blanks, and when you're already stressed, it usually assumes the worst. So your amygdala, which is the brain's threat detector, it just starts flashing red. It perceives this annoying message as a literal, immediate physical danger.
Wow. So it basically treats a text message like a tiger in the room.
Yeah, pretty much. And because typing takes, zero physical effort, your fingers are firing off that angry response way before your prefrontal cortex, the rational brain, can even log on to evaluate it.
That makes so much sense. It creates this huge illusion of urgency. Like
Yeah.
every single notification is a bomb that you have to defuse right this second. It really reminds me of the Pac-Man analogy from the source material. We just spend our days running through the maze, chomping pellets, and constantly being chased by ghosts.
Right, yes. And those ghosts are what the framework calls the ghost we think. They're basically cognitive distortions. So say you get a short one-word text like, fine.
Oh, the dreaded fine.
Yeah, exactly. The absolute worst. The ghost we think instantly exaggerates the danger. You start thinking, oh no, they're mad at me, I'm going to get fired, I have to defend myself. You drop straight into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode. You're just reacting to a stimulus without any space in between.
Okay, so to break out of that Pac-Man loop, we need a specific kind of power pellet, right? To freeze those ghosts. And I think that's where the S.T.O.P technique comes in. But, well, let me push back a bit here. When I'm fired up, my brain is screaming that I need to prove I'm right now. How does just noticing my surroundings actually stop me from hitting send?
Well, it's all about buying your brain a split second to catch up. The very first step of S.T.O.P isn't mental at all. It's purely physical. The S stands for stop. You literally freeze your fingers, like step away from the screen or just put the phone face down immediately.
Just a hard physical reset, literally stopping the hand.
Exactly. You stop the rushing hand. Then the T is take a breath. And this isn't just fluffy advice, Taking a slow, deep breath with a really prolonged exhale actually activates your vagus nerve. It acts as like a brake pedal on your nervous system to downregulate that fight or flight response.
Oh, wow, so it biologically slows you down.
It does. And once the internal alarms stop blaring so loudly, you can move to O, which is observe. You notice your physical state, like are your shoulders tense? Is your jaw totally clenched?
Or even observing the mental side of things, like asking yourself, am I reading bad intent into this text? Am I typing to solve a problem or, just to win an argument?
Spot on. You're just gathering data without acting on it. And that leads perfectly into the final step, P, which is proceed mindfully. When you're in the heat of the moment, the question echoing in your head is usually, am I right or wrong?
Always. I definitely always want to be right.
Right, we all do. But that question just makes you rigid and defensive. Proceeding mindfully shifts the question to, what is helpful now?
That shift is huge. What is helpful now instead of how can I win? It really brings home that analogy from the book about holding a cup of water. If you hold a glass of water for a minute, it's completely fine.
Yeah, it's super light.
But if you hold it for an hour, your arm starts to ache. It's not about how heavy the cup of stress or anger is. It's about how long you hold on to it.
Oh.
S.T.O.P just lets you put the cup down, even for a second.
That's a great way to look at it. Putting the cup down changes everything. There's a great example in the material about a medical officer who used this exact pause before sending a really defensive message. By just stepping back and asking what is helpful, he realized that listening and recalculating the plan was way more useful than arguing over a chat group.
And sometimes what is helpful is just waiting. Like enforcing a 60-second rule for yourself. Never send an emotionally charged reply instantly. Draft it in a private note app if you have to, but wait at least 60 seconds.
Right, or you realize text is just the wrong medium entirely. You switch to a quick voice note or a phone call because human voice tones resolve ambiguity so much faster than text. In large group chats, emotional contagion spreads like wildfire. So stepping away isn't avoidance, it's strategic self-care.
Yeah, and disabling those read receipts or notifications can probably help with that too, right? So you aren't triggered by every blue tick.
Oh, absolutely. It gives your nervous system space to respond on your time, not the app's time.
So the next time your stress levels spike over a message and your fingers are itching to send a heated reply, remember to S.T.O.P. Pause the fingers, exhale to hit the brakes on your nervous system, observe and ask, is this actually helpful?
Yeah, just a 60-second pause can completely change the trajectory of your day.
It really makes you wonder if simply pausing your fingers for a few breaths can completely rewrite the outcome of a digital conflict. What other daily emergencies in your life are just waiting to be diffused by a moment of silence?